All right, we're here, Reconnect Mind and Body. This is taking us back to the origin. It's gonna be a pretty cool video. Jeremy Mudick is the owner of Reconnect. He just opened up in Scottsdale here. He has a location in Mesa, Arizona. But this is a cool origin story because Jeremy Mudick is where we started our first business, which we'll tell the story inside. So Jeremy Mudick created Reconnect Mind and Body. You are the cause, you are the cure. He's the one that took me through the breathing sessions. He's our breathing coach, got me into getting cold water exposure. He actually took me to Wim Hof, not Wim Hof in Poland, but he'll talk about that story. He went to train with Wim Hof in Poland. I went through the Wim Hof in San Francisco. We have some funny stories about that. But it's kind of cool to go back to see him expanding as we expand our ecosystems. He is the one that comes to our retreats and trains our people on ice bath and how to reconnect to their breath. So I'm excited to take you back to origin with Jeremy Mudick and Reconnect in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let's go. Wow, beautiful. So nice, man. This is his new location, Reconnect. Reconnect Mind and Body.
We'll just do legs. Katie likes to talk with his hands, so. Which it does get there, which is awesome.
7?
Yes, yeah, that's what I said.
So this is Jeremy Mudick. So I want to share the origin story is when I left corporate America, I've shared with you guys, my program had failed multiple times. And Jeremy and I were like, we got to make income. We got to figure this out. So I went back to personal training. It wasn't what I wanted to do, but I went back to personal training. And ironically, he owned a business, what was it called?
It was called Muscular Support.
Muscular Support. And it was literally right down the street. I looked online, I found this where you could pay rent to a gym. And so I started our first ecosystem, which became 3T Fitness, a system inside of his gym. So I paid him rent, and that's how I met Jeremy Mudick. So he gave me my first shot, and I started to like kind of schematic the idea around 3T Fitness. They had the Airdyne bikes, I put the battle ropes on it, and I started building the system, the 3T Fitness system, and that's where it all started. So share about your origin story, how it started, and that's where we're at.
Man, yeah, I mean, when it comes to just opening up that gym, it was a defining moment for me in my career as a personal trainer. So I worked for big box gyms, and then I just had this message come through to open a gym, like have my own facility. And plus, I've always been kind of an entrepreneur spirit where I never really liked having a boss. so every job I ever had, I always actually excelled, and I became the manager of some kind or just the leader of other people. And so I knew that there was something inside of me to do that, to start my own place. And I remember sitting at the desk at Mountainside Fitness, and the message came through that you're going to open a gym with this guy. And I look over, and it was my friend Eric, and I was like, hey man, I'm going to leave here and I'm going to open my own gym.
That's cool.
You want to be my partner? And he turns his computer over and goes, I was just looking at buying a leg press, and I don't even know why.
Well, how funny.
Yeah, no. So I was like, well, there's the sign. That's all. You know what I mean? So after that, just got to work, man. And when it came down to opening up the gym, it was just two kids trying to chase a dream. You know what I mean? And really make something of themselves. And I feel like I got a master's in business from doing that, because I got to meet people like you, right? And that was one of the coolest things, being able to interview people to come and work in our facility and start to develop and create something, you know. But like meeting you was such an interesting time for us, because it was, I can't remember the exact conversation, but it was something like about plant medicine, and we just started talking about it in the middle of your workout, I think. We didn't even talk a whole lot. It was very transactional at first. And then I just came over to you in the middle of my workout, you're in the middle of working out, we just started talking about plant medicine or something, right?
Wild, man. Yeah, and it was like, then I remember we started talking about expanding entrepreneurship, and then I started building 3T Fitness, and then you started, how did you start the concept of doing this? Like, I don't remember how that started.
Well, so what happened was, I have a condition called EDS, and so EDS, there's a lot of variants of it. The one I have just leaves your body constantly inflamed, and so I just was looking for answers, and pretty much doctors would just say there is no way to really help this, you know, like have an anti-inflammatory diet, do things that would help with inflammation overall. So to me, I was like, well, I'm a natural professional bodybuilder, so my diet's already spot on. I exercise regularly, I get massages regularly, I do all the things that they would prescribe, and nothing was making a difference. So then I started doing some research, and then I found Wim Hof. And I found him online, him and Dr. Joe Dispenza, and so much of it was about power of our mind and being able to heal our body, and all this stuff that like I knew was possible, but I just never seen anyone actually do it.
That's cool.
And so that's pretty much how it started, man. I went and got a horse trough and got in my backyard, filled it up with ice, hated every second of it. But I was like, I'm doing this. I hate the cold, but I believe I can heal my body. And that's where it started. So then I started inviting clients over, like, hey, you got to try this thing. I'll teach you this breathing technique. Get into the water, boom, boom, boom. And I started just doing that over like a year and a half. And then, and obviously that's when you and I kind of went into doing the Wim Hof experience, which we'll dive into. But like, that was like the beginning of tapping into what ice bath and breath work can actually do for you, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so I did that for quite a while, and then 5 days before the COVID lockdowns happened, my vision of this came through. It's like God like literally planted inside of a regular 15-minute cat nap, Reconnect my body. Like the whole thing. Like we're talking the name, this crazy logo I couldn't quite make out on my shirt, and I was walking through the space, which is what my Mesa location is, like that. The only difference from what my vision was on that is that the front desk is on the other side. So when I opened up, I put the front desk on that side. And yeah, the only words that came through the whole vision were, the people will need healing. And then 5 days later, they shut the world down. And I was like, holy crap. So I just got to work. And then we created something brand new. You know, it's like there was only 2 other wellness centers out there, but they did it their own version of it, like their own flavor of tea. And with us, it was like, for me, I'm like, I've been a personal trainer for 15 years at this point. I'm like, I need to implement that, like the guidance, the support, the accountability to work. Because you know right now, you work out all the time. If you have a trainer or a training partner with you, you instantly elevate.
1,000%.
So why wouldn't we do that at the cold water? You know what I mean? In moments of discomfort where you're facing it, and I'm like, JV, I'm here with you. You know?
And I think the biggest thing I took from that is like systems, right? When I, like for my physical life, I have a system. Ice bath every day. I do my sauna. I have my personal trainer. I have Lillian does my internal health. You do my breathing. So I have a system. For my spiritual walk, I have a system. For my finances, I have a system. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. They're just lost, right? There's no path to follow. And so when you started your first location, like what were some of the struggles? Now you're doing it again.
You're
Here
we are again.
So what were some of the struggles you went through? And you know, it's a huge success in Mesa now. Now you're starting the whole process over again here. So.
I love that you brought up systems, because that was the biggest struggle. Was actually developing the right systems to make it a functional business. Because anyone can have an idea, but it's your actions that make it what it is, right? So like you can't just have an extreme level of faith and not take action. You can't just have this brilliant idea and not take action. It's more like you become that person, especially if you're faithful, and it's the person that God needs you to be to show up for that. It's the actions you take that get you there. So to me, it was like learning about systems, learning about financial and budget, and how to create an ecosystem, as you would say a lot, that would thrive and not just put me in a hole. Because I've already been through that. I go into the gym and losing all my money, and then getting it back up, and then opening up the Reconnect and losing all my money, and then building it back up. Because I mean, you know how it is.
That's the story, man. And it's like, well, talk about like preparation, right? So like that goes into the story of going to San Francisco with me. Like, and I remember I was building 3T Fitness, and you had asked me. I remember he called me. He was like, "Hey, are you preparing? Are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So my ego thought that because I was into fitness and I was hardcore, and you know I'm a pretty hardcore dude and I'm disciplined, that going into this that I can handle it. And so he took me to San Francisco to do the Wim Hof. He went to Poland with Wim Hof, right?
2 years ago.
He's actually gone to Poland, and so I did the mini course, I guess, in San Francisco, and he had asked me if I was prepared for it. And so we traveled down to San Francisco. The story is absolutely crazy. So we get down to San Francisco late at night, and we were super hungry. And I'm not the most athletic guy in the world. This guy's like a phenomenal athlete, runs like a gazelle. So we're walking through a very bad neighborhood in San Francisco, and we walk. This is not a lie. The story is true. We walk up to the corner of a street in San Francisco. These 2 big dudes walk out like, what's up, man? Why are you like in our neighborhood? He's like, he takes off running like a gazelle, and I run like a 600-pound gorilla flat-footed. So he takes off, and I'm like, and I'm trying to keep up with him, and he's just gone, man. And so we're trying to find somewhere to eat, and so we're in shorts and t-shirts. It's pretty cold there, right? Everybody's like in jackets, and we were walking by this place. There's big dude, huge guy, in like a black suit, and we're like, hey, is there any place to eat? He's like, you guys want to eat? Like, sure. So he opens up his door and takes us into like a 50s club. It was like people were dressed up in like 50s style. We're in shorts and t-shirts, and he takes us through, and then we go through this like hallway, right?
It was like a connecting hallway.
Like a connecting hallway. We're like, what is going on here? We just want something to eat. And he takes us into a Yo MTV Raps 50s nightclub, So we're two white dudes in a Yo MTV Raps 50s nightclub, and we had chicken and waffles that night.
Best chicken and waffles I ever in my life.
We're sitting in the middle of a bar, eating chicken and waffles in a Yo MTV Raps nightclub, and then the hotel was like the movie Shining.
Oh, it was horrifying.
Scariest hotel ever. Ever. And so that was our experience.
Smallest bathroom ever, too.
Yes, it was.
You open it and hit the countertop.
So then we get to Wim Hof, and crazy. So this is, you just talked about synchronicity.
Yes,
so
yeah.
when you were talking to your buddy about opening a gym, he turns the thing, he has a leg press. So I started my whole journey by watching a video by Diego Sanchez around, he was like doing the cartwheels back then. He was like, yes, yes. And he was like into plant medicines, and that's how my spiritual journey started, by watching a video of Diego Sanchez. I started watching Joe Rogan. So we're sitting in this huge auditorium, and
Over 500
people, yeah. So there's one space right in front of me, and then this kind of entourage comes walking in. So there's one space, and Diego Sanchez sits down right in front of me, dude. And the way he embraced me was like he knew me.
It was like you guys knew each other.
Yeah, I was
that
like,
was so
Diego.
cool.
And he's like, brother, and he gives me a hug, and I've stayed in contact with Diego for a long time. And it was like this brother, like he was my brother. We hugged and embraced, and so Diego Sanchez is right in front of me. He was the one that started the journey, and I'm here with him going through the Wim Hof, and I hadn't trained at all. So then we go on the top of the roof, I think it was, right?
Yeah,
and they had these huge tubs full of ice, and that's how he trains us in our group. So now, full circle, is he comes and trains our group around ice bath and breathing. And we get in the ice bath. I'll let you tell the story, too. It was.
I love telling the
Yeah,
stories.
please,
I love telling the stories. So we get in the water. There's about probably 10 or 12 of us that fit into there. And the way they would fill it up, just because of all the excess body heat and all the different people getting in there, they pack it full of ice. So it's probably like a sheet of ice this big, and then there's like that much water. Because then eventually it's going to melt, so there's more water, right? So we get in, and everyone in there, we're literally pinned like in a cooler. Like if you're stuffing soda cans or water bottles into a cooler, there's not much room. And I don't even know probably the time frame, but it happened pretty quick where you were freaking out.
Right away.
Like immediately, like, dude, get me the hell out of here. And of course I'm like, oh, this is so fun, look at us, you know. And then JB's freaking out, and then like the instructors are like, look at me, smile. So I'm all, that's not helping. I'm like, JB, breathe with me, brother, breathe. Ooh, and then the instructors started paying attention. They all came around and started helping, but man, it was too late. Dude is shaking, getting like this and shaking the whole time. Everyone in the whole time's doing that.
I wanted to get out, but I couldn't because of my ego, dude. I was like, I don't want to get out. Oh,
like you're like, I'm not getting out until you get out.
Right.
And so, of course, people start getting out. You know, they can't make it very long, or this and that. And so we're the last ones to get out. Because you stuck it out with me. And so we get out, and he's just hitting the robot walk, you know. But it was the coolest thing, because then like all the instructors and people came around. There was probably like four or five of me and you, and it was like, and they just started warming, all together. Like full support. It was such a powerful moment.
Yeah, I've never felt it. I've never felt brotherhood like that in my life. It was like, I guess the only thing I could put to is military. Like that type of brotherhood. Like people just, because they were trying to have their own experience, and I ruined everybody's experience. And they crowded around, and it wasn't about ego. There was no ego there. There was like, hey, this dude, you know, he was in his ego, but we're not, so we're gonna help him out. And then we went into the breathing, and Wim Hof came up, and it was like, I remember like, breathe, and it was wild, man. I'd never felt anything like that, and so that was my pathway to breathing. And then Jeremy has come, and so we now, both of us have expanded our ecosystems, and so we have our 3T Warrior Academy, which we have our Revive Retreat, and he comes and trains our Revive Retreat. So we do the same concept. We get into an ice bath full of ice, and then we do the breathing. And I've done a lot of plant medicines, ayahuasca, San Pedro, shrooms, and his breathing sessions have tapped me into a level that I've never experienced with any plant medicine, just through the breath. And we've had people, the testimonials, man. And I don't know if it's in the group or how we do it or the way that you direct it, but I mean, people are having spiritual awakenings through their breath. And it's something I can't describe. And it's like I feel this connection with God and oneness and source. And it's not a pain that I'm experiencing. It's like a feeling of God. I don't know how to explain it, man. Every time I do breathing with you, it's just like this joy that overcomes me. I mean, I just start crying and almost purging. And so it's a beautiful gift that he has. And I tell people he is the greatest ice bath and breathing coach in the world. I really believe that.
Thank you.
It's an embodiment. I think that's the biggest thing that I see with what you're doing is why it will always work out. Because when someone is embodied in the truth and what they're doing, it always works out, right? And I think that was the biggest lesson that he shared with. If you guys are entrepreneurs, we make it look easy, but it's. I mean, any entrepreneur watching this, it is like a roller coaster, man. You know, now you start this new location, you have all this vision, and then it has to go through its same process. It has to go through this evolution process, the ups and downs. It's new location, new energy, things like that. And so anybody who's starting a business, it took us 4.5 years to build our first 7-figure ecosystem. 4.5 years. And 7 figures, you realize in a business is not a lot of money. Once you get there, you're like, it's actually not a lot of money, right? And so the systems, the processes, the structure, but talk about the ability to not give up. What does that mean to you and your story?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's when you have a mission that you can go all in on. You know, when you find it within yourself. It's like you unlock this, as you say, warrior's rise.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you like unlock this warrior part of you that if you were in battle and your loved ones were behind you and you were protecting them, you would fight until the death.
Yep.
Like that's, in my opinion, and you probably feel the same way, when it comes to a business that you feel is your calling,
Yep.
that's what you end up turning into. Like you unlock that part and there's nothing that can stray you away from it.
Yes.
Like it doesn't matter, like dude, I have literally, opening this location was the hardest thing I've done in I don't know how long.
Right.
It literally brought me to my knees of wanting to quit and give up on everything. And God needed me to do that. Like he needed to humble me in those moments so I could trust in his word even further.
Yes.
And so that's where like the real part that needs to be unlocked for everyone is you've got to be hungry. You have to stay hungry because if you get comfortable, you will be checked.
Yes.
And I got that. I got that when I was in Mesa because I was comfortable with like, hey, the company's making really good money.
Yep.
I can travel the world and I get to. People are hiring me to go to other countries and to teach and to do all these things. And it just felt like, wow, this is the first time in my life where, you know, like for me, like money-wise, I've always been really smart with it. The only thing I buy myself, man, is coffee.
Yeah.
Like, and I bought that truck to soup it up and that's it, but I've never done anything else like that. I always keep my money, I'm very reserved with it.
Don't get too
And-
crazy.
Yeah. So
Coffee in a truck.
coffee in a truck. So now all of a sudden I was doing it so well where I'm like, man, I can do whatever I want. This feels amazing. And so I kind of took advantage of that for about a year.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it was like, nope, you're going to do this again. And it came through like a whirlwind, man. As in, I'm thinking to myself, like, can I do this again? Okay, I think I can. I believe in it. I believe in this mission enough. I trust God. I know it. I know what I'm supposed to do because I've already built these systems. You just do it again.
Yes.
And man, it was the complete opposite. It's like every single week I was tested and I got broken all the way down to like questioning my very existence of what I'm even doing in this life. And that's the struggle of you have to get to those points so that warrior of you comes out. And I started to see that every day I woke up to where if my loved ones were behind me, I would literally fight until I was dead. And so that's my clear message on that is you have to find that in you. If not, you're going to settle.
Yeah. And would you agree or disagree that, like, so people start businesses to make money? That is not you should start businesses that you're aligned with and passionate about because you can't find that in yourself unless you're in alignment with what you're doing. Like if you, like for example, the Refined Integrity started as a beard oil. I don't feel like I was fighting for my family creating a beard oil, but it became Refined Integrity, the men's coaching program, which is something I fight for, is the healing of men through processes, systems, structure, right? And so like fighting for a beard oil didn't feel too fun, right? It wasn't something, it failed miserably. We actually took a $100,000 loss on that business, but it made me find Refined Integrity, my voice of coaching men, right? And so it was the failure that set up the book that failed, You Must Believe Way of Life, became a foundational academy, 13,000 people worldwide. Wow. Right? I wrote that book in 2012 and failed. Right? I launched my program, Career T Fitness, that failed, and all these different things that became the catalyst. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, you can tell that you love what you do, and that's why no matter what is happening within the physical paradigm, it's going to work out, right? It always works out, and for anybody to think, whether you're a crypto investor or you're a business owner, it takes time, right? It's the story of the bamboo tree. It just takes time. You got to till the ground, you got to work the ground, but you got to make sure you're in alignment with something you love to do. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest problem with our traditional system is go to school, get a job, make money, trade time for money, right? And then you find these outlets because you are miserable in what you do. And so, if you're going to become an entrepreneur, I highly recommend you you open a smoothie shop because there's a franchise, you're gonna make money. Do you love smoothies? If you don't like smoothies, you probably shouldn't open a smoothie shop, right?
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing. And I love your story, and that's what I love about you is you honor God in everything you do, right? So for me, that was the moment when they took away our business in COVID, and Jeremy was like, "We're done. We let go of the last person. We lost everything." And I remember Jeremy. I called him up and I'm like, "I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, we're done. Like, we're out of money, dude. We made it and we lost it all again." And he was like, I'll say what he said. He was like, "You're an effing legend. Get back in there." And that was the first time. And I'm still learning my relationship with God. I learned a lot from you as well around Jesus and God. I was still learning my relationship. And I put the key in the door and I said, "God, I think I know who you are. I think I've figured this out. If I turn this key, I am never turning back." And that was my first time I ever surrendered to God. And I fully surrendered to God. And from that point on, our business took off. We have not looked back. But I did experience the same thing you did in 2022. I got comfortable. All the wealth started coming in. I got sloppy in my fitness, my mindset. I was frivolously spending, and we got caught, man. It was like we almost lost the business in 2022 because I got sloppy, because I got comfortable. Now, never. Every day it's systems, processes, structure. What did you do to move the needle forward? So I'm excited, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
It's kind of cool because the origin stories, it started with him giving me a shot to work at his gym. And we would tell stories. We would tell about our entrepreneurship journeys. And what I love about him is there's very few men that I've met that have actually followed through. And he's one of them. So
All right, so today we're gonna walk the line. So we're gonna go down all three tubs because all three tubs are a different feeling, different energetic vibe. And so what it does is it kind of brings real life simulation into it, right? It's all about you and how you manage the stress response. You can control a room, right? It's all about how you hold yourself. So I like to go into the water and take it exactly as that, like let it bring forth the side of you that needs to come out, right? All right, man, we're gonna reel it in, shake it out. All right, so we're not gonna say all the basics here because you know all the basics. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get you rooted in your intention. So I want you to bring that forward for yourself, whatever comes in, whether it's a word or an image or a phrase, just hold that in your mind for a moment. Take a nice big breath in with a sigh of relief. Just let the breath fall out, free from control. There you go, one more like that. Grip the toes down, hands a couple inches apart in front of the face. We're gonna slowly in through the nose, exhale like you're fogging glass. Use each breath to pull you into your center. Let it ground you within the here and the now. We'll go one more breath. There we go. All right, let's grip the toes down, sit back in the hips. Remember, this one's all about the voice, brother. Let it be heard. Hoo, ha, 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 hoo, ha. 3, ha, 2, ha, and 1. Ha. Big breath in, pull the body over the fire. Ah, the long exhales there. Here we go. Ah, and again. Ah, let's go 2 more. Ah, last one. There it is. Remember that fire. Use it to ground you within this space. So find the breath deep within there. Okay? Remember. So when you get in there, and these jets are going to hit you in the back of the arms. It's going to challenge your mind. Okay? Just make sure your arms are pressed against here, and you'll pin yourself with those. Okay? So So stick it all the way down into there, but you're gonna have to, boom, like I say, the hands on the chest like this, or in prayer pose, whatever feels right. So let's do one last integrated breath before we hop on in. We'll grip those toes down, hug onto the belly. Close your eyes, and let each breath enter in through the nose, letting go with a sigh of relief. Just fill that space up. Just remember that this is where each and every breath comes from. Any resistance you may feel, it's through that exhale where we release it. Hold on to that intention and let it be your anchor within this moment. And the breath will take you where you need to go. And I'm right here with you. Close the eyes, bring all the focus to the inside. Oh. Deep in the belly. Through the voice. There it is. Oh. Breathe in what you need for this moment. Letting go. There it is. Strong through the breath. Releasing through the exhale. Whatever may come through that doesn't belong within this moment, give that to the water. Let it break free from the mind. Slowly in. All that is resistance showing its face. Let it pass. Simply witness it as it comes. Slow the heart. Letting go. Letting go. But the body knows what to do. Let's go 3 big breaths here. We're going to hold at the top at the end. Pull that breath from the soles of the feet, fully in. Letting go. Big breath, brother. Big breath. Last one, hold at the top, right here, fully in. And hold on to it. And letting go. Great job, my man. We'll get you out of this one. Yep. Nice and easy. There we go. Root yourself in, follow the breath. Just relax into the body. Remind yourself that you're right where you're supposed to be. Try humming through the exhale, nice and long. Slowly in. What is that word coming through for you, JV? Hold on to that word. Hold on to that word. Let every breath march you towards the truth where it is held. Slowly in. And letting go. body to remain open. Letting go. So 2 more big breaths. Oh, strong through the exhale on this one. There it is. Great job, brother. Ooh, we are being challenged today, my friend. Let's warm you back up a little bit. Ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha. 3, ha, 2, ha, and 1. Ha. Let's do some squats. Let's go nice and deep. Pump them out. It's just the mind trying to override something it's not meant to override. This is a moment of surrender for you. Quiet the mind from thinking. Every thought that takes you away from this moment, brush it aside. It's just you and your breath. Allow for God to hold you within this water. For He will bring comfort in the moments of distress. Big breath in, bro. Ah, big one in. Ah, one more just like that. Ah, now slowly in. There you go. Oh, remember who you are. Feet to the outside. There you go. Let the breath move you closer to your center. Close the eyes. I'm right here with you, man. Oh, slowly in. Oh, let it leave the body. That's all that is. Let it leave the body. Right here. Bring it right there. Oh, long on the exhale. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. And hold it. And letting go. You've done well, brother. All done. Yeah.
Wow. That was crazy.
Man, oh man.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Welcome back.
Wow.
You can do it at home all you want, but when you come in here, it's going to change the game.
Whole different world. Awesome.
I'm proud of you, man. Great job.
Thank you, brother.
Keep shaking. We'll go here. A little marching, man. Yep. Just tell the blood to go back. Slow the breath. There you go. Oh, more vibration to the exhale. Generate more heat. Oh, there you go. There you go. Want to head back outside?
Ooh, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go nice and slow. Oh, ha, 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 oh, ha. Let's do some CO2 dump squats, huh? Grip the toes down, arms tight by the side. Remember, in through the nose, out through the mouth, quick. How do you feel?
Ooh,
A little warmer?
yeah. Love you.
Love you too, brother.
That was tough.
Yeah. You got to settle into that discomfort, man. In these moments, it's always a little different, you know?
Yeah.
You're outside of the environment that you're comfortable with.
Yep.
And this is like one of the most valuable lessons about ice baths. Like your body and mind will always try and find the path of least resistance.
Yep.
So whatever you do at home becomes a ritual. This is what I do. I get in the water like this. My mind is like this. I do this on this much time. I go to here. Even if it's like mixed up a little bit,
Right.
and you come in here, it's always going to be different.
Yeah.
And because we want you to be fully intentional about everything you do. It's like that's what makes this separator between you finding comfort in or choosing comfort in times where it's supposed to be uncomfortable, right? Like you're supposed to be tested, you're supposed to be challenged. It's like a life of comfort is no growth.
Right.
Right? So here it's like we want to be the constant reminder because this is a place for internal growth. Right?
Awesome, man. Thank
Yeah. Of course, man. Did you get all that? He did it. Walk the line, baby. What's the one thing that comes to mind after doing all three of those?
What you just said. It's like,
Yeah.
because I'm so routine, getting up, ice bath, sauna, and that just shocked my whole body. So what kept coming up was releasing the old, coming into new, surrender. So,
I love that.
yeah, I'm still fucking cold.
Do some push-ups, man. Get some extra blood in there. There you go. You're in the Arctic Ocean there, you know? It's like we just cut out a hole in a frozen lake and threw you in it. Yeah, this guy hangs out at 196, that one's at 176. So that one technically over there is traditional and infrared. Okay. Like I can get that one up to also 196 with infrared, which is like unbearable. Right. Because it's heating up both inside and out, like at the exact same time, trying to heat up the core temperature and the skin temperature. So it becomes a little rough. Way to suffer with purpose, brother.
Bye-bye.
So red light is incredible for the skin, right? So it's gonna be the same wavelengths that we can see when you're looking at the sunrise and sunset. So what it does is it helps with the cells communicating exactly what they need. It's our version of photosynthesis for plants and it's photobiomodulation for us. So what it does is it's telling the cells, hey, we need more help in this area. So if you have like a rash, a cut, rosacea, eczema, anything like that, it's telling it actually how to repair itself. Then it also has infrared in there as well. So it's getting in deeper into an 1/8 of an inch into the bone. So it's telling cellular communication from front to back exactly what needs to happen. This is why it's so good for your sleep. This is why it's good for muscle recovery and also balancing out and boosting overall testosterone.